Welcome, everybody, back to a BOLDcast reaction with the old camera. I'm Carson.
I'm Lindsay. Don't we look 10 years younger?
We're trying out the old camera for a little bit. Tell us if it's good or not, or if you prefer nostalgic. The old one.
If we look like
a lot of 12. People here probably didn't watch us back then, but yeah. Tell us if you prefer the other camera or this camera. Anyway, this is Hunter x Hunter episode 96. What happened last time?
Last time Gon decided to prove how intent he was on coming along and almost killed Morel. And now they're getting ready. They're splitting into teams and picking who they're gonna fight, and we'll see what happens.
Leave a like and subscribe. Check out Patreon to get this many episodes ahead. Month ahead, possibly more. Check it out. Look at the description. Let's go. Hope you enjoy.
Kill them on sight. Where did he get that armor? Why would you ask that? What?
Those were her last words.
Yeah.
You excited?
Mm-hmm.
I think you're going to be excited for the next little couple episodes.
I love that I thought that we wouldn't really see the Phantom Troupe again.
And we've seen them every arc.
And we see them like they're just always there. They're just part of the gang.
Indeed.
It's so different to be watching the opening now.
Yeah?
It just seems like we went for because we took that huge break.
Yeah.
So it's like we didn't watch it for months.
AX Lawless X Home. Is it blocking your view at all?
No.
Meteor City.
Mm-hmm. Looks delightful.
Home sweet home.
I guess so.
I love that, like, what strikes me about Meteor City is like the sense of community. Like, as soon as they come back, they don't even need to like, oh hey, we're the Phantom Troupe. It's been a while. You probably don't know us. It's just like they're just like, so what's the situation? They just immediately know, and they're immediately like being briefed on the situation and shit. Because there's just just the harsh living conditions like force people to kind of come together, and there's kind of a weird like pride to live there.
What?
Choose the winning side, I guess.
That's interesting.
俺たちは勝手にやるぜ。邪魔する奴は倒すだけだ。安心しな。今日中に退治してやるよ。自称女王な。
The queen. A new queen.
Oh, I wonder if she's like stinging that. 'Cause she has does she have a little stinger thing or no?
Why do you assume instantly that it's her?
Oh, I don't know.
It's just funny because it is Zazan, but it's like there's no, you didn't see her, you just knew that it was. Like this is the big brain Lindsay shit that doesn't make any sense.
Who else would it be?
It could be anyone. It could be like there were dozens of ants.
All of the other ones were like, "Oh, I'm gonna go be the king," and she was
Could
the.
be some, you don't know.
I don't know.
You had no idea. I'm just saying.
It just seemed like it. I don't know.
It's just funny because there was no information until they said the word queen, but you had already assumed that it was Zazan. I'm not like shitting on you. It's just that it doesn't make any sense that you are right. Like.
最後の失敗は造幣するのに産卵という古くて非効率的でなかったこと。母唯一の成功は私を産んだこと。
やめろ。殺せ。
生きがいいわね、有望よ。
Oh, it's like instant too.
Bingo. 選ばれし者よ、楽園へようこそ。女王様へ。
The fuck? It's so creepy.
私が女王。クイーンショットで世界を。
Sexy stinger of
She like
rebirth.
updated her outfit as well.
Yeah.
正面突破で。
I mean, she put more clothes on. That's one thing.
ご自由にお入りくださいって。
それじゃあ私はこっち。じゃあ私こっち。
Split up and look for clues, guys.
誰が女王をやるか競争。
お前だって俺たちに。
You like Kaloto's there?
向かってくるやつは全部始末しろ。もしも女王を倒せたら、お前が団長代理でいいぜ。
了解。
Honestly, this is way more overpowered than like any of the other ants in terms of like actually making a kingdom. Like just being able to instantly make soldiers and servants and everything is so much more overpowered than any of the other ones who would have to the original queen, she like in terms of like the quickness of it.
I guess so, but I guess that's true, but like you have to capture like live creatures and then in order to mutate them, whereas the queen just needed to eat and could lay like dozens and dozens of eggs.
That's true. The original queen was pretty good, but in terms of like all like the other king, like the king plus all the other like fake kings, that just takes a lot longer than her just being, and also the fact that these are fully grown, there's no like incubation time like where with the other queen, if someone had like come around while her first batch of eggs hadn't hatched yet,
She'd be fucked.
Then it would all be over. But the ability to make like fully matured ants literally instantaneously. And I'm not sure, maybe we'll see, maybe we won't, on like what causes them to develop certain characteristics, why she has two that are like normal, like just like her, and this guy like turned into like a weird like horse dog.
Maybe it's
thing.
random, or maybe she chooses their form in some way. I don't know. It's hard to say.
It's interesting though.
You gonna hit play, or are you just gonna sit there?
Oh God. I was wondering why there's spider webs all over the place. Oh, this is so cool. This is like it reminds me of in Del Toro. You know what I'm talking about?
I recall something
when they were in like
from Del
the
Toro.
maze of the beast, and there was
Yeah.
and it was like it could like sense the vibrations of like anywhere that they were in there, and it was all like slick and white and stuff.
強い。
Weird that she has like the ant style jointed
Yeah,
hands.
except human style fingernails.
He's like, they're really special. I can tell they're strong as shit.
I hate the spiders so much.
It's Pike.
No, it's not. Why would you? Did you just put on a skirt?
Yeah. Never seen this guy fight at all.
No.
This was the guy. This was the fucker that killed.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Swiss cheese man.
We heard about this in the Hunterpedia about him.
It's the Sound Village.
This is what the Sound Village should have been. This would be so cool. It is so cool. Look at it.
ゴノレノフは開発によって住処を追われた少数部族ユドンドンド族の末裔であるドンド族の男子は3歳の割礼と同時に体の至るところに針を通す。その穴からは大きさ、形状、動きの強弱で多様な音を出すことができる。敵部族や
So fucking cool.
自らの体の歌を奏で勇ましく戦う。
A battle song using their bodies as instruments.
鳴らす音色が美しいほどより高級な精霊が降りてくると信じられ熟練した幕府格化され長老以上の発言力を持つ
Such a cool thing. And look at this!
メロディーを戦闘力に変えるバトレカンタービレック
Battle Cantabile. It's the coolest shit.
Wow.
I love the mask too.
Wasn't even a problem.
俺は世界で最も美しく戦う一族の血を継ぐ者精霊と一族の名にかけて貴様ごときに遅れは取らない今の一撃一族とやらの誇りを込めた
Okay.
随分と安いだね撤回しなくていい所詮獣のざれ言心には響かない
1対1なら相手がどんなに強かろうがこれさえ刺せば俺の
It almost looks like a penguin. It's kind of cute.
Can't pierce it with his needles. So he can't control it.
結構切れ味がいいなあれを回復
Really sharp.
中への隙間へアンテナを突き刺す無傷での成功確 20%
What?
20%.
Done.
よし成功
Okay, now you have that. That's pretty good.
やっぱり無傷じゃ無理だったか
Oh no.
あれなんで発動しないのかなアンテナはちゃんと刺さってんの
He's not even worried.
Oh.
Met his match? I forgot about this little guy. Little gamer bug.
こいつペルっていう君も操作系だ俺の能力が条件を満たしても発動しないのはすでに別の能力者によって操作されているからリモコン持ってるし
なんで知ってるの操作能力は早い者勝ちあとあんたを上下いけば簿記の仕事は終了ってこと
ダメだ全然抜け出せない仕方ないなこれあんまり気乗りしないんだけど
He has a secret power too? What?
They're just jumping around.
なんぞかほども聞かんぞなんだキックか武器か江戸の土産にもう一発だけ撃たせてやるぜくせに難しい言葉知ってんなんじゃおことだよパンチでいいの本当に15ってとこか15 4 5 6
powering up his arm.
It's like Donkey Kong from Super Smash Brothers.
Ooh.
It's basically a jajanken.
Mm-hmm.
Pretty simple.
And it just requires someone waiting there while you do that a bunch.
Yeah, that exact situation.
Yeah. Was there also electricity in that, or is that just?
I think that was
it's
just
an
flare.
effect?
Yeah. But it's also funny. He's like, he never knows how much power to use, so that's his flaw. Is he's fucking dumb, which we know thinks is stupid.
Yeah,
So.
he's like, oh, there's a lot of big words in there, and it's like, yeah, maybe for you.
Classic enhancer. He like like Gon doesn't have very good control about the output, which is the big problem. But he has a lot of destructive power, but doesn't know how to use it. Shizuku. You like the episode so far?
Yeah, it's
awesome.
great. It's so sorry, I just gotta say, it's so funny, this episode, because like, you know, we've seen the Phantom Troupe before, and like, just because they're like weirdly endearing, that then it like comes in this episode where they're like the main guys, and you're like, yeah, like you're like rooting for them, even though like, you know, debatably they're just as bad as these ants. Like, you know, they've murdered so many people and committed such atrocious acts that it's like they don't have any high ground here.
Exactly.
But the ants at least are like multiplying rapidly and stuff, so you know they should get dealt with. But it's just such an interesting situation, you know. It's just like not phased.
今まで女王様のため働く大して今までの人生と変わらないだろう
ある意味大きく違うのは従う相手だな。好きでもない奴の言いなりになるなら死んだ方が
言うじゃないま、口しか動かせないんだもんね
手の指と左足も動くよ
あ、そうさてと、そろそろ操られても困るんでねこれを打ち込めば
これさ、アンテナ2本持つんだよねこんな時のため早いものが
自分にアンテナを
No, kid.
Autopilot.
Whoa. Because then that guy can't take control of him because he's already got control of himself.
I think it's more than that. No more smiles. Shalnark always smiles, but not now. He's fucking Super Saiyan.
It's just like pushes his body way past what it's supposed to. What's that?
I think that's pretty cool. It's like Ultra Instinct, basically, where, Ultra Instinct with like AI. So he's basically handing over control of his body to his like manipulation program or whatever.
Yeah,
I
that
think
just
is
like
the idea.
detects the enemy
And it uses like it takes away all the guesswork of fighting and just like gives the perfect answer and all of the aura at its disposal.
But he
disposal
can't
at
be
once.
aware during it,
Basically.
and it like really overdoes it for him.
Let's see what Shizuku does. Where was she hiding that vacuum cleaner?
Why don't you just suck it up? What is those?
And Feitan as well. Oh shit!
Oh, she's wearing the skirt so they can't see the little thing. Oh, they're all like, they can all hear each other?
No, just
Or just...
listening in on everything Kaluto's power.
れた。こっちから行こうかな。
僕急いでるんだけど。
Very beautiful.
それ。
紙吹雪。風。
See another Naruto character inspiration right here.
Oh, Conan?
Yeah.
Maybe.
痛くも痒くもない。
Also, I think Kaljo said Kami Fubuki, which is like God's blizzard or something like that, not whatever.
Wind.
Yeah, not just wind or whatever they said.
何これでいい気になって。やっぱガキだね。バカの鉄線のロープだぞ。
And
紙製だよ。
the Zoldycks don't fuck around.
Paper beats rock and metal.
蛇行の舞。
Paper cuts.
Like death by 1,000 cuts.
次は右腕だね。
Like a little creepy.
傘。
An umbrella.
よし。
仕込みの刀。隠すのが好きなの坊や。
似た者同士で敵がいる。何かを隠してる思うの。
Speak for yourself. Oh, the sounds.
Oh, it's just driving him crazy. He just can't. He's just so disoriented.
Like gets in your ear,
Freaky.
affects your balance.
攻め続けるんじゃないのか。
The sound is like, it's getting to me a little bit.
演奏を阻止できるんだろう。
He's running?
逃げ足はなかった。だが音速ほどじゃない。
Oh shit! How do I not remember this part? This is insane.
Oh my god.
Oh my god!
Just absolutely destroyed the place.
Just shredded it all apart with sound.
されて生きたい。虫けらの死に様に楽しいだろう。
Not messing around at all.
Alright, Shizuku.
故郷流星街に救うキメラアントを倒すための戦いは続く。
That's cool.
Nice.
That was
Well,
cool.
was not expecting the Phantom Troupe to come in yet again. They just keep coming in whenever you don't expect them. Yeah, it's interesting, and it kind of, yeah, it makes sense, like, when they come back to Meteor City, and, like, when they just say at the end, like, oh, yeah, like, they're protecting their home, and it's like, yeah, I guess they're, like, the most powerful people in this place,
That
and
we
a lot
know
of them that we know of. And, it, like, no one else has been able to deal with them, and they're just getting, like, abducted. So then when they come back, probably a bunch of the people are like, oh, good. Now they can go deal with it, and we
Yeah.
won't get killed.
They're the hometown heroes, even though they're like criminals everywhere else.
But yeah, but then when they're there and it's all people who, whatever, don't belong anywhere else and can't go anywhere
That's
else.
the thing,
and-
like with the Phantom Troupe, when you first meet them, you're just like, oh, these guys are like big bad, you know, like Akatsuki. They're all kind of psychos and they're just insane and they're all like, you know, just trying to get whatever money they can. And then you slowly learn, like, no, they're not doing this for money necessarily. They're doing it because it's fun, and they're doing it because like it's a challenge for them to all work together and do all this stuff. And they have a reason
Yeah.
to stay together because they actually care about the group and they care about each other for whatever reason. They all have their own reasons. And so it just like how that's the same for them to come back is also it's kind of like that too, where it's like with the initial assumptions you might make about the Phantom Troupe, you'd think that they just wouldn't even give a shit about Meteor City, but the more you learn in the York New arc and here, it's like this is their home. This is a place that they care about.
Yeah.
And like when they were dealing with the mob and everything, they were. I think there when they hired the Zoldycks to like go and take care of the mob or whatever, there was talk of like, oh well, you know, the mob doesn't really want to go against Meteor City because Meteor City like is a big unknown space on the map, and there's a lot you could do with that, with like drug trafficking or with you know, disposing of bodies or disposing of contraband or whatever. It's like a big gray area, so there's a lot of they hold a lot of importance in the underworld, but so there's a lot like connecting all these different things, but what really matters is that the Phantom Troupe like actually does care about Meteor City. So that's interesting that they would care about their home that's literally a garbage dump. It's just cool that they would be willing to like fight for it. I don't know.
Yeah.
It adds a lot of dimension to the group as a character.
Yeah, and getting to see some new abilities from some of the characters because we haven't seen a lot of them. Just this whole thing was kind of cool, and I really like how snappy it is because they're not the main characters, because it's like two sets of bad guys in the story fighting each other. They can kind of just be really cool fights. Yeah, and it's not like, you know, in the last arc when it was Gon versus Knuckle, and then they're like talking to each other and like building a rapport, and you know, Knuckles trying to like teach him stuff, and then they're talking about their fight a lot. It's like these fights are like very just like they're fighting. It's to the point. They're really fighting. And you know, it just kind of is what it is. Both sides have a goal. The Phantom Troupe is on like a race to see who can kill the queen, and all of the ants are in a race to see who can like bring someone to the queen and like then be in her favor. So yeah, that's kind of cool. And that like whatever, the guy with all the holes in him,
Bono Lenoff.
Yeah, that's interesting. And it's interesting in like this world. It's kind of like with Killua. Although when we found out about Killua, that was before we knew about Nen. But it's like when someone just like has like this like cultural or like family traditions, like being an assassin or having this like crazy technique that is very specific and eventually like shapes their nen in a certain way or whatever. Like it's not just like, oh, I am kurapika and I'm gonna imagine chains and like make some fake chains. It's like this is something that has been crafted since he was a child and like for a very specific purpose. So it's kind of an interesting thing in this world where people have like magical powers for basically nothing. They don't have to like mutilate themselves or do anything weird. Like they don't have to do anything.
There's no sacrifice, you're saying?
Other than like the sacrifices that they make with the conditions that they put on their abilities.
With all that, you're saying what about him?
I'm saying that it's interesting that the author just like made that up randomly. And just like, I don't know. It's just cool, I think.
Yeah, I don't know if I talked. So yeah, I really like his whole thing is really cool, but I don't think I ever really talked about or told you about like the Kaluto and feitan theory. So it's a theory that feitan is a secret Zoldyck, and because there's a line where when he's killing like a mobster or something, and he says like the mobster's like, oh, you don't even, I bet you don't even have or whatever, you don't have any family ties, you don't know what it's like to be a part of a family or some shit like that. Or like I forget, they say something about family and about like how it's a big deal, it's important and whatever or something, and like it's dying breath, and then Feitan kills him or something, and then he's just like, family, what's that? And then when Kaluto gets introduced, Kaluto says that they joined the Phantom Troupe to get their the reason that they're there, because like Hisoka was eyeing up Kabuto, and they were like, all right, calm down, man, just relax, we need to get Chrollo back. Kabuto said that they joined the Phantom Troupe to retrieve their family, and a lot of people thought that maybe it was something to do with Killua, because like the Phantom Troupe was tied to Killua, but a lot of people think that it's like a secret thing, maybe an abandoned plot line, possibly, but that Feitan is a secret.
I mean, he looks like he
does
be.
look like it, exactly, and all the dealing with blades, all the skull imagery and shit, just like he dresses kind of like you would expect and he like the black hair, he kind of looks like Illumi, or like a mix between Illumi and
very
Killua.
like pale as well, like he
has the look, definitely, but a lot of people talk about how if you're a black-haired Zoldyck, then you're like the mom's side or whatever, and all the ones on the mom's side are manipulators or something, and then Killua is like a transmuter, and all the ones on that side are transmuters or something, or emitters. Like there's a clear Nen difference, and with Phaeton's powers or whatever, and we don't know what his powers are yet. It doesn't fall into into like a category that you could put on one side or the other. And we'll get more into that as we see the rest of this fight. But so the fact that that's not consistent with the Nen powers or whatever aren't consistent makes people think that maybe at one point it was supposed to be something, or it's just not, and it was a red herring and misdirection. But I think that it was an abandoned plot line, possibly. Maybe we'll see something in the future of the manga if it ever goes anywhere. But
that'd be cool.
I think it would be really interesting to see, and also maybe Togashi was like, it's a little kind of cliche for like or like a little too simple. Like everybody's a secret Zoldyck, or a secret, I don't know, some kind of connection back to the main characters. Like it makes it feel less big. It makes it feel smaller and like a little more contrived when like everything ties back to like the main characters, no matter what they do. It's like, oh, this is secretly like Kite is secretly like my dad's thing, and oh, there's the Phantom Troupe is secretly a Zoldyck thing, and so maybe some with that. But either way, Kabuto's ability, very interesting. Basically, all the paper is like sort of connected through Nen, so they can hear through it, or the little shards can get like kind of attracted to one piece. If it's like dug in, then all of them go in and like slice that piece. So that's pretty cool.
Yeah, that's cool. Yeah, I like that. It does kind of remind me of Conan a bit. And same with the Sound Village that I was talking about earlier.
Yeah.
A lot of interesting powers. Well, it's just lots of cool stuff. I loved Shalnark's ability.
Super Saiyan Shalnark.
Yeah, that was really cool.
He even kind of looked like with the spiky hair and stuff, with a weird spike in the middle.
And he just destroyed this thing.
He looks so serious too, which is like such a big contrast.
This kind of reminds me of like just comparing it to other shows of like Zenitsu, how it's just like he's all one way. And then like a switch flips and he's like totally doesn't even like remember it, just like so overpowered and so crazy, so fast.
And then Thanks' ability is super simple, like him. It's just every time you pump your arm, it adds power to your attack. Literally like Donkey Kong from Super Smash Bros.
Yeah, just like Gon's ability as well. But I feel like
I like that it even looks the same. Like they did, like the fact that they're connecting that, and it's like
it's
if you've
not
been paying
like
attention.
okay, his is a different color for no reason. It's like this is the same type of attack. He's gathering his Nen to attack in his fist.
Yeah,
it's gonna look the same.
And I like that because it makes Gon. Like it stops us from thinking like, oh, Gon's really special, because it was just established that like
he
Gon
hasn't made the Rasengan.
It was just established that
Gon
was not a special guy, and that he was weak, and that he is just like a normal guy who's weak. And I like that. So like to tie it back to this, and that there's another guy who's also really powerful and does a super powerful punch. That's basically the same.
Yeah, and we see, and yeah, I do like that, especially because like just with that type of ability, there's like how many different like crazy interesting things can you have? You know, it's like you can punch hard, and you know, however you want to take that, whether you want to like do that or whether you want to like swing your arm around or like it's kind of the same result. And
it
then,
adds a little bit of difference because he needs to pump it up and not just charge it in
yeah,
his hand.
but it shows that it just depends on like the person and what like prompted them to create that technique. Like what, you know what I mean? Like what was he thinking when he just like, like ramping it up like that? I don't know. It's just interesting. And it's the same with Shalnark, how the guy that he was versing was doing the same thing as him. It's like these abilities aren't like a one-time ever thing. Multiple, like of course multiple people are gonna have the same idea of controlling things like a robot. Like that, that's a super like basic idea that people would want to do if you had the chance. It's a good technique. So yeah, it's interesting.
Leave a like and subscribe. We're moving right along. I'm Carson.
I'm Lindsay.
Bye-bye.